Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the CW. We got some updates as to what's going on at the network right now during the off season. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so today is Batman Day. I don't know if you guys are aware that that's an actual thing. I believe on the weekend there's going to be a bunch of screenings in London, in many big cities around the world. They're going to be re-showing The Dark Knight. They're going to be re-showing Joker. So go out there and go watch it. I'm going to be attending an event in London today. That's why I bring it up. I'll be posting about it on my social media. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the DCTV show. But while the shows have been off, obviously we've been covering various different topics that were related to DC, the CW, and everything like that. Obviously things haven't really been going our way when it comes to the CW, and DC has some good propositions for the future, like we're looking forward to the DCEU and everything. And obviously I've been trying to upload quite a lot, however there just hasn't been that much news to break down. So that's why it's important, if you guys want to see more regular uploads, and I'm going to get back to live streaming from this week onwards, please be sure to go to my community tab right now, or you can message me on social media if you guys have any Q&A questions you want me to answer in an upcoming video later this week. So we're going to be doing Q&A videos like at least once per week, maybe twice. Depends how many good questions you guys send in. Also, you can comment any questions you want me to talk about or any topics in the comments down below. So obviously that's just a way for you guys to participate, but if you want to participate more, you can become a member of the channel by clicking the join button. We're going to be getting back to doing more content with the members, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming very, very soon. But today's main topic, we're going to be talking about the CW. So as we've discussed recently, basically things at the CW are definitely not going so well. Well, obviously they are kind of going in the direction that they want to go under Nexstar, like they want to make a bunch of money, and they are picking up shows that have already aired elsewhere they can pick up for cheap. We talked about this many times, but there was another report just last week that another show on the CW summer schedule was dropped, and so this comes after a bunch of other shows were dropped during the summer. They were picked up and they were acquired by the CW, but they didn't perform well in the first couple of weeks and they dropped them. Most notably, there was a Zac Efron show in there that got dropped, but according to Deadline, link will be in the description below so you guys can go ahead and read the article, another CW show has been dropped. And so it says Australian dramedy Bump, which is the title of the show, has been dropped by the CW mid-season, Deadline has confirmed. The network quietly removed the summer series about a pregnant 17-year-old from its Monday night lineup. So that's in a primetime slot, that's what they're talking about. So it's like where The Flash, Superman Lois and everything would normally air, like around that same time. And so it's being replaced with repeats of Whose Line Is It Anyway in the 9:30 p.m. slot. Whose Line Is It Anyway is a show that has gone on for years on the CW. It's a game show, and it's literally the show that they always repeat whenever they drop anything. They've got like a couple of these shows that have gone on for so many years and they've got so many episodes, so they just keep repeating them if they don't have any new content. And so 5 episodes of the second season of Bump have aired on the CW, and the remaining 5 episodes of season 2 will be available on the CW app and CWTV.com, but it's not going to be airing on the network's primetime slots on a Monday. And so earlier today, additional changes were announced for the network's full schedule, with F-Boy Island moving to Mondays from its originally scheduled Thursday night slot. Canadian comedies Son of a Critch, Run the Burbs and Children Ruin Everything, and British comedy Everyone Else Burns will be moving from Monday nights to Thursday nights. So there you go. Like, have you heard of any of these shows? No, like they're all shows that they picked up elsewhere. And FY Island is like, you know, one of their big things. They want to make it like kind of Love Island. They want to make it huge on the CW to try and attract that type of audience that obviously watch those shows. So the CW is also shaking up its full schedule. So there is, you know, big changes. They're very uncertain about the shows that they've got. And that's why you see shows moving from night to night. Like, you wouldn't originally see that happening with like the actual shows that the CW used to produce, because they knew, okay, like we can do it here and we're gonna air it on this certain date. You know, at mid-season we can change it potentially to another night of the week. However, we know these shows are gonna like somewhat perform. However, these shows that they are airing, they have no idea about, and so when they remove one thing from the schedule, they're like, okay, let's shuffle all of these over. We got more content because we know that, you know, we had to acquire a bunch of these because these shows are going to flop, they're not going to do good. And so Bump is just an example of the latest acquisition to be pulled by the CW after Down to Earth with Zac Efron, which I mentioned, and Fantastic Friends with the brothers who were in Harry Potter, which were both pulled in July, and Australian surfing drama Barons was removed in June. So this is seemingly very commonplace at the moment, where it has been throughout the summer. We'll see as we go into the full schedule what changes the CW makes. But basically the reason I'm pointing this out is I just don't see where the CW is going. Like, it's just not working out for them, and you know, I understand what they're going for, but I really think this is not a good network for a show like Superman Lois to be airing on, because they are experimenting so much and this network is doomed to fail. Like, I think the only saving grace that they have is the fact that they're getting into sports, and I think people are interested in sports. Like, even myself, if the CW aired like football, like normal football, not American football, I would watch it, right? However, that's not what they're going for. They're going for, you know, very typically American sports because it's American network, and so I think people are interested in that, right? They have an audience, and if they can get exclusive rights, they're going to get people to watch it. But it's shows like this that have been acquired that they are unsure about. Like, why would we be sure about it too if you're pulling shows left, right, and center, right? Because it just doesn't make sense why we would have the trust in the show if the CW has no trust in any of their content, right? Like, it's just pretty clear to people from the outside that, you know, the CW is just doing this all for money and they lack confidence in their new shows. But one other show that is actually being praised by the CW's new boss is Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones. She's got a new TV show coming out, which is supposed to come out on the CW in 2024, called Joan. And it's being praised by the CW president Brad Schwartz, who took over from Mark Pedowitz when the change happened with Nexstar taking over the CW. And so Brad Schwartz has high praise for Sophie Turner's upcoming new series, Joan. During a recent appearance on the Hollywood Reporter's TV's Top 5 podcast, Schwartz said that Turner is phenomenal in her role as the real-life jewel thief Joan Hannington, and that the show is so good it will be awards bait. Schwartz also suggested that the series could debut on the CW sometime in 2024. So I take issue with him saying awards bait. Like, why, as the head of a network, would you say it's going to be awards bait? Because, you know, clearly the show's been tailored towards that, but why would it air on the CW? I have to point that out because the CW hasn't had award success in the past, really. I mean, the best place for them is like the Teen Choice Awards because of the superhero shows and Riverdale, because people like that, you know, there's an audience for that. But in terms of awards bait for, like, you know, specifically the Emmys, which is basically the TV Oscars, the CW has never ever been noticed for that. I mean, yeah, occasionally they have some really good shows that are definitely eyed, but the CW is not a network for that, and I just take issue with it because that's not what they're trying to turn the CW into. They're not trying to make it into, you know, a new ABC or an NBC. They're trying to make it into more like a Fox, right? And Fox doesn't really get that attention because Fox has news, it has sports, and obviously, you know, the news is very controversial. I don't think the CW is going for that, but it's got sports, which the CW is trying to do. It has fiction as well, it has game shows, it has talk shows. That is what the CW is trying to do. So I really think they are confused in terms of their strategy of like what content should actually be good on the CW. I think their idea is very straightforward when it comes to like sports and when it comes to talk shows. But when it comes to fictional content, it's very confusing because are they wanting to go more towards like the Emmy route, or are they wanting to just keep on acquiring shows and basically throw away what they had before? Like, is Superman Lois going to be safe? I don't think so. Like, unless it really performs next year, I don't want it to be on the CW, like I want it to be elsewhere. So I was actually quite shocked when they announced Superman Lois would be coming back for a new season, and I wasn't surprised by the fact that, you know, they cut so much of the cast, they cut a huge part of the budget, because that's just Nextel, right? And so I would feel very comfortable and much more comfy away from the CW for Superman Lois specifically, because obviously that's where my main interest lies with the CW right now. And so that's why I keep on monitoring the situation with them cancelling shows, them introducing new shows, and all their comments, because I just feel like this is not a home for the Arrowverse, this is not a home for Superman Lois, or even the other shows like All American. Like, it's not safe. It's a very volatile network right now. So Brad Schwartz says that show's just about to finish wrapping. That's going to be awards bait. I really hate that word. That show. Dailies look amazing. Sophie Turner is phenomenal. I'm really excited about that one, and the ones just coming to an end now, that will be high-end, big budget, scripted series with a huge star that could be a Q1 or Q2 hit for us. So, well, I don't think they've actually produced this show, because I actually haven't heard of the show before now. So I'm, you know, very surprised to hear that the Sophie Turner show is on the CW, because why would it be big budget if the CW wants to stick away from big budgets? So that makes me believe that, yeah, probably someone else produced it, and they've just swooped in and acquired the rights, and they're hoping, because Sophie Turner is a big actor from Game of Thrones, that potentially it could be a big hit for them, and they're hoping they can get some sort of accolades with it being more of like a high-end TV show that could be noticed at the Emmys. But I think the fact that it's on the CW, people are probably going to be like, nah, that's not that type of show. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It really helps out the channel and spreads out this video to everyone out there. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications if you're new around here, so you don't miss any future videos. Remember to go over to my community tab right now. Also, my new merchandise is available. It's limited edition. It's going to run out pretty soon. So go ahead and support the channel by getting merch if you want to get any merch. It's very cool and I like the designs. And shout out to everyone that's got merch so far. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.